Hello, I am Marion. This is Book Zealots. I think you can tell that Prometheus and I have recently gone on a book buying spree. We had to. Yes, we had to. I found out, quite by accident, that our local library basement was having a sale all month long. And I thought, oh, there won't be anything left. Yes, there was lots left. And the lady that works there is amazing, and she helped us, and she brought down some more books, and Prometheus actually grabbed a book off of the cart that she brought back down. Anyways, jumping in. Prometheus has already done his books. I will have to do mine in parts, hopefully just two, because I bought a lot more. Obviously, we're going to share, but they will go into my inventory. So jumping in The Company of Soldiers, A Chronicle of Combat by Rick Atkinson. This is for soldiers in the 101st, the 101st Airborne Division. The road to Baghdad began with a midnight flight out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky. I just want to give a little information. Fort Campbell, Kentucky is actually in Tennessee, and my grandfather was stationed there for a little while, and my dad was there for a time. He was a military brat, so of course they moved a lot, but some very weird stuff happened during that time period. That's for another video. A Black Woman Civil War Memoirs by Susie King Taylor, edited by Patricia W. Romero and Willie Lee Rose. I got so many amazing books. Reminiscences of my life in camp with the 33rd U.S. Colored Troops, late 1st South Carolina Volunteers. And there are pictures. Abraham Lincoln and the Almanac Trial, Moonlight, by John Evangelist Walsh. Obviously the name of the book is Moonlight. On the night of August 29th, 1857, in a moonlit country grove in central Illinois, a man named James Metzger was savagely beaten by two assailants. 2 days later, he died. Oh yeah. Oh, let's look into this. I don't know about this trial. I mean, I'm sure I heard about it. I know I heard about it. Let's just say that. But I don't know details. And there's a picture of Lincoln defending young Armstrong. John Tyler, The Accidental President by Edward P. Kripal. There were a couple of books that I snuck in because there was an area that I normally don't look in because they have the biographies, but some of their books were all jumbled up. I can well imagine they've been having a sale since the first, but I was done and saw a couple more, and this was one of them. Advance and Destroy Patton as Commander in the Bulge by John Nelson Rickard. I had to get this because I just finished reading Masters of the Air, and oh my goodness, there are so many players. So yes, I had to get this. A Higher Call by Adam Makos with Larry Alexander. An incredible true story of combat and chivalry in the war-torn skies of World War II. And as I said, I just finished reading Masters of the Air, and it's so weird to think because they were fighting in the air, and it was almost as if there were two different wars in one war because of the advancement in technology. But not only did you have the air, you also had the sea battles, and you also had the land battles, and Stonewall Jackson, The Man, the Soldier, the Legend by James I. Robertson Jr. And of course this is the same photo that's on Rebel Yell. I don't know that, do they have very many pictures of him? I'm not sure. Coming of age at West Point, emergence of Stonewall, home life gives way to war, the search for oneself, God and Dearest Ellie. This book is a beast. It's over 800 pages, but with notes, I think it's in the 700s, but just the heft of this book. A Civil War Treasury being a miscellany of arms and artillery, facts and figures, legends and lore, muses and minstrels, and personalities and people by Albert A. Noffy, I think, because there's only one F, but with names, phonetics doesn't always hold true. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. Oh, there's songs. Minstrels, hello. Oh, okay, so there's actually year of service, prescribed annual uniform allowances, Union and Confederate armies for 1861. They were allowed one hat, one cap, 3 pairs of trousers for the first, second, 2, and the third 2. So is that quarter year of service? Okay. Shoes, they were allowed to have 2 pairs of shoes each year. They were allowed 1 woolen blanket. That's not enough. Douglas MacArthur, The Philippine Years by Carol Morris Petillo. And yeah, I think you guys can probably tell I've gone down a rabbit trail. This is kind of a weird one based on all the other books that I've shown. Dostoevsky, The Seeds of Revolt, 1821 to 1849 by Joseph Frank. Don't know if y'all can see that very well. Light's kind of glaring. I'm really surprised this was a library book. And if it was ever checked out. Because it still has the little card. It's actually glued in. Glued in. Yeah, can't take it out. Oh, this is actually from Frankfurt. Again, I don't know. I'm sure it was checked out. But probably on the digital. No Ordinary Time. Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt, The Home Front in World War II by Doris Kearns Goodwin. There are about 2 newish to me authors that are starting to become auto-buys. I'd say auto-buys. I didn't really pay attention to this. I just said the Roosevelts, yes. Kearns Goodwin, yes. Lincoln, by David Herbert Donald. And what does this say? A beautifully rendered and stunningly original portrait of the 16th president. Lincoln emerges as both a great leader and an imperfect human being. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Some of us are just tyrannical and some of us aren't. I didn't say that. Did I say that? Do you want me to remove that part? Freedom Flyers. Okay, I saw this one. I don't remember where I saw this one, and I just said, yes, please. Freedom Flyers, The Tuskegee Airmen of World War II by J. Todd Moy, and I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce his name. And yes, please. So obviously I know of them. I don't know a lot about them. I know that there was a rumor or stereotype at one point. This may not be true. But I had heard that the thought was, oh, they're not going to be smart enough to fly planes or something. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's something that I had heard. And obviously they proved everybody wrong. Or everybody that thought that wrong. I'll have to splice it in. Okay, I have Franklin and Lucy, President Roosevelt, Mrs. Rutherford, and the other remarkable women in his life. Joseph E. Persico, I believe. Now, I do know that he had at least one affair. Yeah, anyway. 1812, The War That Forged a Nation by Walter R. Bornemann. And I do not know a lot about, don't tell Prometheus because then I'll get a 30-minute lecture. No, just kidding. Maybe longer. In June 1812, the still infant United States had the audacity, who do we think we are, little upstarts, to declare war on the British Empire, fought between creaking sailing ships and armies often led by bumbling generals. Has anything changed? The ensuing conflict featured a tit-for-tat, you burned our capital, so we'll burn yours, and a legendary battle unknowingly fought after the signing of a peace treaty. This sounds good. Okay, who am I kidding? They all sound amazing, which is why I bought them. The Man Who Transformed the Presidency and America, Polk, by Walter R. Bornemann. Where's his other book? Oh, that one right there. That's why I put them together. Don't know much about the Civil War. Everything You Need to Know About America's Greatest Conflict But Never Learned by Kenneth C. Davis. This ought to be interesting. Oh wow, this did not age well. Not the information. The page, they're a little yellow. The paging is pretty bad. It's one of those less expensive, probably mass paperback edition, but I don't care. I care about the information in. Oh, interesting. Introduction. Oh, I'm so interested in the Civil War. I have been ever since I read Gone with the Wind. Is this the guy talking? That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. I have lost count of the number of people who told me that while I was writing this book, unfortunately, it seems that a great many Americans owe their understanding of the central event in our history to a 60-year-old piece of fiction. Historical fiction. Yes, I agree with his opinion on Scarlett O'Hara. However, it is thought-provoking and does have people dive into history. The author did get information from people who lived that time period and had personal accounts. Anyway, The Age of Napoleon, J. Christopher Harold by J. Christopher Harold. This is a Mariner book. I'm not familiar with this publishing company. We need to get one of those cameras that will autofocus. That way when I hold up the pictures, they will autofocus on the pictures. A Government of Our Own, The Making of the Confederacy by William C. Davis. And has in pages map of Montgomery, Alabama. Anyway, so those are my first 19. I did 19 because Prometheus had 19, and now I will record my other half. Thank you very much for joining me. Let me know down below which of these books sound great, which ones I should put on the, up on the TBR. Am I already planning for 2025 TBR? Yes, I am. Anyway, leave a comment down below. Love to talk to you. Bye.